Welcome back to the Comedy.law podcast. I'm Max, and with me as always are Sherelle and Keith. Today we've got a special guest star, Marco Brown, the LinkedIn sensation himself from Utah. And he's also in another spot. We'll figure that out. We'll ask him. I think it's like Arizona or something, but we'll figure it out. Sherelle, what's your first question for Marco? Because Keith and I have been doing the pregame with him, because you were late.
Sorry.
But what is your first question for Marco, Mr. LinkedIn himself?
Well, to be quite honest, I want to talk about money.
Okay.
And how to maximize, because I think everyone can use some tips on how to maximize their money. I'm also a parent who, my daughter is actually going to college next year. She's 17, so this is her senior year in high school. So I'm all ears as to whatever tips you have, Marco, as how I can maximize my dollars.
Well, first thing is don't send your daughter to college. Just save that cash.
Money, okay.
Oh man, how do you do it? So money is about acquiring it, keeping it, and then multiplying it, right? So it's just any of those things. Like what's been biggest for me is figuring out how to make it. So how to acquire client. For me as a law firm owner, that's how to acquire clients, how to get leads, how to get sales up, how to do that sort of thing, and then how to collect. I used to collect at maybe a 50% rate, and collecting at 100% rate changes your life. So, and then the multiplication, I actually just talked about that this morning on LinkedIn. I think that law firm owners really think about this incorrectly. They think about their law firms as places where they get cash so they can take it and put it somewhere else and invest it. And I think that's a big mistake for most of them. Like the thing the best and you can control is your law office. So you should be pumping all that cash back into the law office to grow that thing as much as possible, because it's just your biggest asset. And this is me talking as a law firm owner, but if you own a business, you do anything like that, you can replicate it in essentially any business you have. So those are my answers.
Let me ask you, Marco, collection is such a big issue. How do you move from 50 to 100%? What do you find important?
Yeah, so I have an entire CLE I teach on this, and then I've given presentations on this more times than I can count. I love this. I love this subject matter. I won't give the entire thing here, but the first thing you got to do is change your mind. You got to change your mind about money. And, if Bernie Sanders is your spirit animal, like that's not going to go anywhere, right? Like you have to think about money as a good and as a thing that you want, and as a thing that can make you help you become a better person and a more generous person and those sorts of things. So first you have to get rid of that kind of guilt on getting money. And then you have to decide that you're going to get paid 100%. And after that, there's some kind of technical things, like an evergreen retainer is very, very helpful in getting paid 100%.
We started that just for you, Marco.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, good. How's it? Anyway, we'll do
we
this.
Like it.
I'll ask
no, it's great.
Oh, fantastic. Good. And then the other thing is like offload all your bad clients. Just get rid of them, right? The ones that won't pay you, the ones you hate, the ones your paralegal hates, like just get rid of them, because that frees up huge amounts of brain space and allows you to focus on the clients who are paying you. And those are the ones that in doing that, you're going to get 100%.
So what is an evergreen? I'm a non-attorney, so.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Max, you want to explain that?
Evergreen retainer is they give money up front, let's say $10,000, and they put it in your account, and then you never draw down on it. But if it's somehow drawn down upon, the client has to restore it back to that number, say $10,000.
Okay.
So it's evergreen, right? It's just
it's always
kind of like Max's hat. It's evergreen.
So Marco, you did a speech on big law rules and small law rules at BYU. Why are you creating all that controversy, man?
I don't know. I don't know how much controversy there was, but so, I mean, the reason I did that is, at BYU. BYU is a top 25 school, I think, but they
Yeah.
punch above their weight class. So they really punch in like the Cornell, Yale, area where
You get a lot of big law. Yeah.
they get a lot of big law. Like they come in and they recruit those students a ton, and a lot of them get in there and they have no concept of what that's actually like, and in part because the school wants them to go to these places because that brings prestige to the school itself, right? So they're sticking these students in those sorts of situations, and it's not great because these students, I mean, tons of them are married. It's a Mormon school, so tons of them are married. They got kids, they got this, and they're billing 2,200 hours a year, working 12-hour days, 6 days a week, and they don't ever see their kids and they don't see their wives. And I don't think it's great. I don't think it's a good situation.
That'll turn them into 95%. Spoiler alert for the movie we're going to talk about. That'll turn them into Arthur, the guy that went a little bit crazy,
a little nuts. Yeah, exactly.
So Marco, you're saying that the problem with big law is you have to bill a certain level, and with small law, you have something different?
Not necessarily. I mean, small law has its problems, right? If you don't do it correctly. All law has its problems if you don't do it correctly. But when you get into the big law sort of situation, you have to perform at that high level, and you're a slave essentially, right? Like you work on vacations, you work on weekends, you work nights. I remember I had a case when I was in insurance defense, and we were working with a big firm in New York on the case. They would answer emails at 4 a.m. They would pick up the phone 3 a.m. New York time, right? Because this is just what was expected. They had people literally there 24 hours a day. That is just what you did. And some people thrive in that, but it's an incredibly small percentage of people. But law schools pretend like that is the end all be all of lawyering, and it's not. It's an incredibly small percentage, and they like it because it brings them prestige as a school. And like, who cares about that? I care.
And I think the average lifespan of a big law lawyer is actually less than an investment banker. Believe that or not. I think it's 2 to 3 years, and then you're pretty much out of big law.
Yeah, there's this great book called Big Law Confidential, written under a pen name because the guy's a partner and a rainmaker at one of the AmLaw 100, and he knew he was going to get fired if he actually put his name to it. But I mean, he talks about that. He talks about surveys where the worst job in the surveys is a big law associate, and that's like cleaning toilets and doing stuff like that. Like that, it's worse than that, man. Well, that was a showstopper.
All right, Marco,
on your toes,
let me
Max.
try to
what do you want to go to?
What's that?
Go ahead. Your turn.
Let me try to summarize some of the things you say on LinkedIn, because your posts keep popping in my feed for the past 2 years. You say, shamelessly collect the money. You say shamelessly make the money. You say fire your 3 worst clients. You say that law school is questionable right now. University is kind of questionable right now. And then you say buy a villa in Italy and wear Italian suits. Did I kind of Italian shoes too? Did I kind of sum up your ideas?
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Yeah. Yeah.
He posts the same stuff over and over, but it actually works because he's like a drill sergeant. He's like, don't make the money, make the money.
Oh, and then workout. That's the other one.
Oh yeah, I forgot workout. I was gonna say that. Yeah. I knew that during the pregame, but you threw me off. You charmed me too much in the pregame.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's relatively little stuff that creates success, right? John Maxwell talks about this. He says, I'm going to butcher this, I think, but it's almost impossible to underestimate the unimportance of almost everything.
Yeah.
Right. There's just very few things that actually create success in a law firm. And to me, as I look at my law firm, it's like 5 systems, right, that create like 80 or 90% of the success. And so I just keep talking about that stuff.
And where are your law firms located right now?
So main one's in Salt Lake City, and we serve all of Utah. I've done more divorce than anybody in the history of the state of Utah since it's been a state. And then down in Arizona, down in Phoenix.
So what percent of your time do you spend, just your time, marketing versus lawyering?
I don't lawyer anymore on day-to-day cases, so it's like 100 to 1.
Because I know, another great lawyer that I met about 2 weeks ago, Jimmy Lai, said he's about a 90-10 right now. 90% marketing, 10% lawyering. And I was like, wow. And he's like, I don't miss it at all.
See that, man? That's the funny part. Like, I do miss it. I miss it. God made me to be an attorney.
You miss it. I can tell.
Yep.
Well, when you talk about
I'm talking with these,
Marco, tell me what you mean. But what do you do to market?
Most of our clients come through SEO and Google LSAs. We're picking up PPC now to get back on, so we're adding some other channels.
All right, wait, hold on. Keith Langley, I'll give you $1,000 in Venmo if you can tell me what SEO and PPC mean.
I bet $0.
No bet. I'm just going to give it to you for free.
I can't answer.
So organic search and then Google local service ads.
Search engine optimization and pay-per-click.
Yep.
Marco's big on the Google ads is what I heard, at least.
Yep. Those are the things that have been effective. And then referrals after that from other attorneys and clients and that sort of thing.
I always wonder how people choose their divorce attorney. Do you just look in the phone book and say, oh, that sounds like a reputable business.
Well, I can tell you, as far as I know, how they do it, which is, I hate this chick so much, I can't stand it anymore. I'm going to Google best divorce attorney near me, and then the guy that has, or the gal that has the most 5-star reviews, they literally click and call us. And then if you don't pick up within 5 rings, they call the next person. It's how that functions.
Okay.
Marco's got a lot of 5-star reviews, but he's also got one 1-star review they got a few weeks ago. And you know what he said about it? I'm not going to challenge it. I was like, dang, Marco, I challenge all my 1-star reviews. What are you talking about? I got a 1-star review right now for Langley in Greenburgh, South Carolina. They said the Langley in Greenburgh, South Carolina screwed me. And I'm like, why would you put that on my profile, bro?
I know, I got one. Yeah, and maybe this is the one you're talking about. It's for some other dude named Brown. So there's another law firm about 50 miles south down in Provo. And they're Moody Brown, no relation, right?
Oh,
we just happen to have the most common name in all of English, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he leaves, Bob, or I can't even remember the dude's name down there. He screwed me, and I'm like, not me, dude. It was him. So I'm trying to call that guy, hey, can you do right by your guy and get him to take it down? But he won't take my call. So
yeah, you got to go through the Google process to take it down, but it's a pain, but it'll eventually go down.
Yeah, we figure that it'll get down some point. Yeah.
So Marco,
go ahead, Sherelle.
I was just going to ask Marco why he switched to divorce lawyering, and also if you miss it, how come you don't lawyer anymore?
Great question.
Yeah, these are good questions. So why did I become a divorce attorney? Is that the first question?
Yes.
So real quick history here. So I started my law firm in 2010. Bad time to be a lawyer. Great recession, worst time to be a lawyer since the Great Depression in the 30s, right? And I just did everything under the sun. And I had a lady come to me. She was a friend. Her husband cheated on her. And she said, I need a divorce. And I said, great, I need money. So let's figure this out. And I stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning learning how to do divorce in Utah. And then she came in the next day and I said, all right, let's do this thing. And I liked it. I got her a really good deal and I felt good about it. And then more people kept coming in for it, for family law stuff. And I did more of it. And I figured out that not only did I like it, but I was good at it. And then I figured I was really, really good at it. And when you find something you like and that you're like really, really good at, you should just not do anything else, right? You should just do that thing for forever, essentially. And that's the decision I made. So that's how I got into it. Now, why I don't do it anymore? One, I get bored of things. So there's probably a little bit of that, but the other is I really like money. and there's so much money you can make as a litigator, right? But there's only so much you can make. And then if you want to make more than that, you have to leverage people and learn how to lead and run an actual business as a law firm and so forth. And that was the decision I made.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so go back.
I can't love money because Jesus tells me not to love money, but I really, really, really like it.
Okay. Me too.
Yeah.
Go back to the marketing and tell me what you do to optimize the marketing.
Well, anymore, I hire people to do stuff like that. So we're actually switching. Sorry. So we have an SEO company who helps us with the SEO right now, and they have not been performing. So I've been trying to figure out who to hire for that. And I've been meeting with people. I met with one in Nashville a couple weeks ago, like really putting that together to put the team in place that knows this stuff way, way better than I do. So as an executive, that's what you do, right? You don't do all this stuff. Like you just try to find the best team members to do the best job for you. And that's my job. And that's my value to the firm anymore, is doing that.
So you want to be #1 on Google for best divorce lawyer Provo.
And Salt Lake City and Phoenix, Arizona, and every other place. Yeah.
You want to expand the empire. Eventually, you want to be in all 50 states, right?
No, not all 50 states.
No.
California can go screw itself, right? So can Illinois, New York, like those places. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to be in the good states. We got it.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be in the good states. Exactly right.
Are you born and raised in Utah, Marco?
No, I'm from Alaska. I'm from a little tiny village called Cold Bay. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, people are from there.
He fought grizzly bears growing up. For real, he fought grizzly bears. Or polar bears.
They were grizzly bears. Polar bears are up in the North Pole. Right,
okay.
Up the Arctic
They
Circle.
were grizzly bears. Like, no, I remember your post about it. Like, that there were legit grizzly bears in your 85-person town growing up in Alaska.
Yep. So my dad ran a salmon hatchery out there, and he built the salmon hatchery. So he built it for the state, but he built it right where the bears ate, right where they came to get the salmon.
Oh no!
So we had grizzlies all over the place all the time, and it was just, I would like drive myself to school on a 3-wheeler, like back when those things existed. And I would see bears constantly when I was driving to school, or 20 feet from my house or 100 feet from my house, whatever. Like, they were just around all the time.
And they don't mess with you unless you mess with them. Is that the rule or what?
Yeah, for the most part. A bear is only quick primer on this. A bear is only going to kill you in very limited circumstances. A grizzly, at least. So if you mess with their cubs, that's not good. Don't do that kind of stupidity. If they're incredibly hungry, right, because for some reason they haven't been able to get salmon. And then if you're on a bear trail, okay. And so bears just walk on trails. They like have a really extensive trail system all over the place. And you become very adept very quickly at identifying bear trails when you're out there. And you just know to stay away from those. So they'll kill anything on a bear trail if they come across it.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, they're just going to leave you alone.
So totally related question. Did you, like, when you were practicing a lot, did you have any stories about run-ins with what we might call comedy judges?
Oh, what's the, I might get myself in trouble here, but what's the definition of a comedy judge?
Oh, just, a judge that kind of does things her way.
Well, I mean, you know the old joke about, what do you call somebody with a 45 IQ, right?
What?
Your Honor.
Wait, I thought the joke is, what do you call the D students in class, the ones that got D's, Your Honor?
Yeah, it's all the same vein. No, we actually, I'm going to repent here. Like, we have really good judges in Utah, but
Okay.
yes, I've had some comedy judges in my day. There was one in particular. He wasn't a judge. He was a commissioner. This is back in the day. So we have a commissioner system in family law. So they're kind of under judges who do everything in family law cases until the trial. And then the judge does the trial. But this dude was a joke. No matter what you did, if you had the mail in
You're screwed if
case,
you got the mail.
you were just screwed.
Yeah.
You were screwed. Like, she could be a hooker on drugs and she was still going to get primary custody of the kids. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it was the weirdest thing ever. And so we had to object and go up to the judges like every time. But it was comical. It was tragically comical in the sense that no matter what you did, the guy was just going to find against the man any possible way he could, just contort himself in court. And you're like, are you stupid? Like, literally, man, what is your problem? And he just sat there with a straight face and did it for years until they kicked him off the bench.
Are Utah and Arizona becoming more 50-50, or is it still a gap?
Now, Arizona is almost completely 50-50 now.
Okay.
It's kind of hard not to get 50-50, actually. Utah is not there. I don't think they'll ever quite get there, to be honest. It's kind of a 60-40 state.
60-40.
So somebody's getting 60, somebody's getting 40, 65-35 sometimes, but it's pretty much a 60-30 state. A lot of times you get 50-50 though. Like, if we push it for our clients, and it's always the male clients that have a little bit of an uphill battle. But if we push it for the men, it will get there. It's just going to cost extra money to do it.
Have you ever thought about advertising as a male rights divorce attorney? Because I've seen some of those in Texas. I've seen billboards that say, hey, we represent men who are essentially disadvantaged in a divorce proceeding.
Yeah, I've thought about that, and I will never do it because I think it's dishonest.
Yeah.
So
really, what you have to either one. Yeah.
So what you do, and what you have to do when you market like that is you have to create a sex war, right? You have to create a war between the sexes and say that one sex, if it's female, like, these male judges are just messing you over. And then if it's the male side, like, oh, these judges are screwing you, and like, no one gives dad the time of day and so forth. So you have to create that kind of war. And I reject that. And I don't think it's true. So I won't.
You like the collaborative approach rather than the war approach.
Well, I like war. I like war a lot, actually.
I love that answer.
I thoroughly enjoy it. Like, cross-examination is way better than sex, at least sex with me. Like, I just love stuff like that.
I'm telling Demaray.
I know. Well, unfortunately, she already knows this. So it's I enjoy that. I enjoy the war component of it, but that messes up kids. So we almost never do it. Yeah. So we're very collaborative. We go to mediation. We do these things because our number one is let's mess these kids up as little as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to, Marco, how people choose a service provider, a lawyer here. And we've got billboards, we've got TV ads, we've got search engine optimization, Max.
That's it, SEO.
So how do you rank them? Do billboards or commercials, are they a good thing, or should you stay away from that, or what?
I think this really depends on where you are as a law firm owner. Okay, so the smaller you are, the more targeted your advertising should be, right? Merely because you don't have a lot of money to like water concrete, okay? But as you get larger, then you have to water concrete because you have to prime the pump for future cases, because you're doing everything to get the cases right here and now, right? So billboards are great if Glenn Lerner, because Glenn Lerner is going to be here 15 years from now, and somebody's going to remember Glenn Lerner's name because he had 100 billboards in Phoenix, Arizona, or Las Vegas, or something like that. So that's great for guys like that. But if you're a smaller law firm, you shouldn't be doing any of that kind of thing. You should be targeting to the person who has a problem right now and is searching right here, right now to get their problem fixed. And the way you do that is through like PPC is the best way to do it. Google LSAs, any of those things that can be specifically targeted to the person, like with the problem, typing that into a computer at that moment.
What about YouTube and TikTok, Marco? Would you ever do those?
Yeah, so YouTube is it can be actually incredibly effective. We don't utilize that terribly well right now, but it can be really, really well done. I actually have 100,000 followers on TikTok, and I have not been on TikTok for 2.5 years because I hate TikTok with a white hot burning passion.
Just get somebody else to do it for you. What are you doing, man?
I know. I hate it so much. I just haven't.
I think you can get a lot of clients off TikTok just in your business.
Yes, you totally can. You absolutely can. And I have, and I should do this. Like, I get it. I'm letting my emotions impede my
you can't let your emotions impede, Marco.
I know. Okay. I will do this. I will get on it. But if anything,
what's wrong with TikTok?
TikTok.
Man, it makes us mentally deficient monkeys is what it does. That's just what it does. Yeah. If anything in this world is going to tear the United States apart and we're going to have another civil war, right? It's not going to be Donald Trump. It's not going to be that. It's going to be TikTok, man. Like
TikTok is so harmless. It's just brain rot memes and
it's the evil
videos
empire
for women.
Max. Oh man, dude. Oh, TikTok. Anyway,
I guess most social media, though, like you do a lot of doom scrolling, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. In my background, I watch a whole bunch of the same kinds of videos. I watch these. Never mind. Maybe I shouldn't tell it.
Wait, say it. Say it.
But I don't know what it is about these earwax cleaning videos. I like
those are cool. I like those too.
But once it's clean, it's like, oh yes, that was amazing, But I'm a little weird.
I need to get mine clean because I can't hear too well.
So I gotta say, I don't do any of that kind of thing. The one that will get me every once in a while is when they clean the hoofs of the horses.
Yeah, I've watched those.
And that's just as
washing video. What about a power washing video? Those are cool.
I've never seen those actually. I've never seen that. Huh. But no, I mean,
I'm the weird one.
That's okay.
Not videos.
No, that's not okay. That's not okay. But no, TikTok. I'll get on it, Max. I will. Like we used to get a fair amount of clients from TikTok, and then I just stopped doing it because I didn't like it. But I'll get back on there.
Were you like dancing in the videos? Like what were you doing?
He was dancing.
No, dude, white dudes don't dance. What are you talking about? Like that ain't happening.
Yeah.
Wait, Marco, I thought you were like mixed race. Like, how are you so tan all the time? What the heck?
No, what is my mixed race? Like Scottish and Welsh or something? Like that's about it.
Just white and white and white.
I'm just white, man. Yeah. I ended up kind of looking Italian a little bit, when
you do look
when
kind
I lived
of Italian.
over there.
Like Italian Mexican.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I guess it goes back to how people decide to hire your firm. And I'm pretty curious about that, Marco. What do you think is their top 5 decision making? Is it only who you know or what?
Well, that's one of them. So a lot of people will ask for referrals from attorneys, right? So that's a big one. Or from friends, like, hey, you got divorced. Who did you use? So that's a huge one. And referrals, like if you're a young attorney or a smaller law firm, like you should just be doing referrals all day long. I have a friend, Josh Barron, on LinkedIn, and he is great at this. Like he's so good at it. So that's what you should be doing.
Law guy, right?
Yeah, he lives like 20 minutes from me here. So that's kind of what you should be doing. So that's the first thing is kind of who you know. Geographic proximity is a big one. Most people will not go more than like 10 or 20 miles for a divorce attorney, which seems insane to me because you have kids, like, holy crap, like get the best attorney you can anywhere, but they just don't do that sort of thing. So geographic proximity. and then ubiquity is a big deal. Like the more you see somebody, the more you tend to trust them. And that's where advertising comes in. Like you're just out there ubiquitous all the time, and they know your name, and that builds quite a bit. And then I think the other one is another one is how quick you pick up the phone. I don't think lawyers understand this, that if you get past, it's crazy, dude. Like we've done these analyses. If you get past like the second ring, people just freaking hang up and they call the next person. Like you were losing so much money by getting to 5 rings. It should be picked up within 1 or 2, preferably 1. And I don't care if a robot picks that thing up. Like somebody should be picking up on like the first ring.
But you've got a few phone liaisons, don't you, Marco?
Yeah, we got, how many do we have on our team right now? 4 or 5?
4 or 5? Jeez.
Well, I kept waiting.
I think so.
I kept waiting for you to say how good the lawyer is and quality, and I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so that is honestly a big part of it. What I was referring to is like, how do you get people in the door to talk with you, right? And then when it comes to actually making the determination, yes, then quality of lawyering is a thing. But to be honest with you, lay people, non-lawyers, have an incredibly difficult time determining how good we are as attorneys. They really kind of can't do it. So that's where social proof comes in. That's where
Social
5-star
proofing,
reviews
yeah.
come in. Yeah, that's where all of that stuff comes in, because they just don't know. And here's a great example of this. So I was in a case, and we had a hearing. We had temporary orders on a tough divorce case. I show up 5 minutes late to the hearing. Now it was fine because we'd called beforehand and told the clerks and told the commissioner that I was going to be a little bit late, but I was 5 minutes late. And then when I got there, I went in and I proceeded to obliterate the other side. It was still one of the best hearings I've ever done in my entire life. I tore them apart. And my client got 95% of what she wanted. And we walked out, and I was thinking I was a cock of the walk, man. And I turned to her, said, "Hey, so what'd you think of that?" Right? I'm all high on myself. She laid into me. She berated me about how she lost. She couldn't believe how unprofessional I was. I was late. I was all of these things. And I thought, oh, dude, she didn't understand anything of what happened in that courtroom. So we had to go to a room right next to the courtroom. And I spent 20 minutes explaining to her how she won everything in the hearing. And I was really young at that point as an attorney, but I realized that she had no concept of, one, how good an attorney I was, how well I did, and actually what happened in the courtroom. She didn't know, right? Because she had no way of knowing. She's just never been in this environment. So that's what most people are up against when they're hiring an attorney. And it's our job as attorneys to not lie to them, but it's our job to communicate our value as best we can, and social proof and these sorts of things, and YouTube videos so they can learn, they can listen to us teach them. All of those things are incredibly important for that purpose.
Yeah,
I think it's more important if they like you than if they think you're a good attorney, right? I mean, they're going to think you're a good attorney if they like you.
Yes, that is exactly right. So I always tell this to my attorneys who are doing consultations, because attorneys have this kind of nasty tendency to explain how to do a case to a potential client. Like, oh, this is what we're going to do. A, B, C, D, E, all the way through Z. They don't care. They're never going to remember it. They don't know what you're talking about. And I tell my attorneys all the time, like, okay, here's what you do. You say, yep, we'll take care of that. And you
That's
just
what
leave
the
it there.
clients like to hear. Yep, we'll take care of that.
Exactly, because that's what they want. They just want you to take care of their problem. So you tell them, we will take care of your problem, right? If you can do that, just say that and leave it there. And 99% of the time, they think, oh, great, cool, he'll do that. Okay, I'm good.
So, Marco, what are some things that you think Sherelle, who's an in-house at a surety, what could she post about on LinkedIn? You know, maybe her journey towards like learning about how to be essentially an in-house attorney, but it's more of an in-house claim handler. You know, what's a good like LinkedIn style for her?
I don't know. What do you want to accomplish with it, Sherelle? What do you want to do with it?
Honestly, I have high aspirations of at some point even being, I'm not necessarily an entrepreneur type of person. I do appreciate some of the benefits that come from it, some of the freedoms, but I think I am going to probably just be a corporate professional. But I'd like to be in leadership. I'd like to grow. And I don't know, maybe even pursue things outside of surety as well. But I don't know if that's something you can kind of help out with.
Yeah. Okay. I would think how you use LinkedIn really depends on what you want to accomplish, right? So if you want to network in order to gain new skills so you can move up, then I'd probably just start talking about those things, right? Like, hey, I want to learn X or I want to learn Y. And then you start talking about what you're learning. And you'll probably network with people that are able to help you along that path. Because everybody wants to help. I mean, almost everybody wants to help somebody else, and mentor them at least a little bit, right? So do that. If you want to get outside of a surety at some point, then LinkedIn's a great place to network just in general. So you can just go search function and find people at the companies that you want to work for and start talking to them. I use it for recruiting. So I get on there and I start talking to attorneys in the geographic area. So there are a number of different ways to use it, but I love LinkedIn for that reason. It's kind of infinitely malleable depending on what you want to do.
It's a Swiss Army knife. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
job that I'm at now is funny because I didn't apply. The recruiter just reached out to me, and I did some interviews and I was hired. Which that was the first time I ever gotten a job in that way. Typically, I've had to like apply and reach out, and then I'm calling and doing all kinds of things just to even get an interview. So that's when I first started to see the value in LinkedIn. I mean, I don't post as much now. I think I've gotten less active in some of the organizations that I used to be a part of, which is something I'm working on now, getting back into. I think because of the transition into the new job. But I do see that there's definitely a lot of value, but I'm not as witty as you or Max when it comes to like my posts. I think I typically just put like the basic stuff like, hey, I participated in this. Hey, I did that,
And
Do
that's
you guys
good. What's wrong with that?
It's fine.
I feel like I want to also be fun and engaging and like interesting.
Yeah, but people in your position, Sherelle, have a little bit of a fear of being funny because then maybe the boss might see that and say, "Hey, you're a little too funny."
Yeah, and that's the other thing I worry about. Like, if my employer looks at my LinkedIn as well, like, okay, what do I want them to see? I don't want to put anything that could kind of like be not well, maybe embarrassing for the company or like you're kind of always a representative of where you work, and I think that's the benefit of working for yourself. Like it doesn't matter. You can put whatever you feel is appropriate.
Well, Sherelle, if I was going to get you up that ladder towards claim director, that's where I'm getting you. I'm getting you up there towards head of claims. I'd want to see that you're participating in suretyship on LinkedIn, that you're going to the conferences, that you're talking about the conferences, and that you're connecting with the surety professionals on LinkedIn and talking about surety issues. Like that last podcast we did where we talked about Surety 101, I'd like to see that on your page. Like that's at least my idea.
Okay. Yes, I do need to repost our episodes.
Sneaky way for me to get you to repost the episodes.
I saw that.
All right, almost time to talk about the show. So let's do like kind of a final round of questions, starting with Keith Langley. And we'll go Keith Langley and Sherelle Outley and then Max Langley.
Well, I'm still on how people choose someone. And it sounds like, we have a whole lot of ubiquity and being perceived as someone in that area. And then you have to really work to tell people how you did what you did and how that's a good thing. And by the way, I totally agree with you. I think that is all correct. It's really, really hard to pick a Marco Brown and say, hey, that's the guy. You need to go there. And that seems to be, to me at least, to be a lot about being known, ubiquity. And it sounds like in today's day and age, one very important way to do that is social media. Do you agree?
Yeah. I completely agree. I mean, to get known, that is the deal, right? Grant Cardone talks about this all the time. So he came up from essentially zero, and what he did is he just decided one day, like, I'm going to create a celebrity named Grant Cardone. And then he just went and did that thing, and he just used social media to do that. Kim Kardashian did exactly the same thing. No matter what you think of these people, and I'm not a huge fan of that world, to be totally honest. Like, this is how you garner attention, right? Like, this is what you can do, and lawyers can do this as well. John Morgan is fairly good at these sorts of things. He's created this for himself. I saw a guy that on the other. I've actually watched videos. I don't watch lawyer videos because, like, I'm a lawyer. Like, why would I watch lawyer videos? But I actually watched this guy named Nate the Lawyer, and he has really well done videos, and they're really interesting. And I'm sure it garners him. I don't know what his play is. I don't know if he's trying to get money from social media or he's trying to drive people referrals into his law firm. But whatever it is, he's getting lots of clicks, and I would imagine he's monetizing it pretty well. So yeah, you can use social media incredibly effectively as a lawyer. Most of us do not do that, but you certainly can.
All right, thank you.
Well, Marco, my question is, I guess, a little silly, but have you had any repeat clients?
We have had repeat clients, yes. I think 4 is the max number of divorces we've done for somebody.
You're good, Marco.
Yeah.
Man, that just means they get married too often. Let's put it that way.
Oh, that's what that means.
Right.
Yeah. No, I think that's the max number we've ever had. So 95% of it, people are one and done, right? And then you have some repeat customers. Most of the time when we get repeat customers, it's because they got divorced and then they have a modification of the divorce, right? Or they have enforcement issues or something like that. So we do have those, but I think 4 is our max for, like, number of divorces we've done for somebody.
I think they should just be single at that point.
Let's make it the law, Sherelle.
I don't disagree with that. In fact, that's what we say. It's like, hey, stop paying us money to do this. Like, just be alone for a while. Yeah.
Remember, fire your 3 worst clients, and that might be the guy who's getting divorced for a 4th time.
Right.
Yep.
All right. So, Marco, my question for you is, how often should the average person post on LinkedIn, and how often should the average person comment on LinkedIn?
I don't know about the comment thing because I don't comment.
You commented on my post before. I always appreciate your comments.
Yeah, I have every once in a while, but I don't make that part of my, like, LinkedIn strategy, to be honest with you. I'm actually not very good on LinkedIn, I don't think, to be totally frank. But so the comment thing, I don't know. The post thing, as much as you want, I think at least once a day. But
yeah,
it again depends on what you want to do. Grant Cardone will post like 40 times a day. Alex Hormozy will post 20 times a day, right? And these are people with huge followings and hundreds of millions of dollars. And it doesn't seem to have dissuaded people from giving them money, right? Or giving them attention. In fact, they just get more from it. So the more you do, the more attention you're going to get. But I think at a minimum, if you want to reach anybody, it's at least once a day.
Yeah, I've been doing the Grant Cardone strategy.
Yeah, just more. It works, man. It works great.
All right, let's talk about the movie of the week, Michael Clayton. First of all, Sherelle, what did you think about that ending? Did you see that ending?
Yeah. I've only seen like 2 George Clooney movies. And I think that I like the other one better with him, and I think it was Jennifer Aniston. Or no, it was Julia Roberts. I don't know, but they were divorced or something like that. It was a more
Yeah,
fun
that was
movie.
a recent one, I think,
Yeah.
where they go to like their daughter's wedding or something.
Yeah. So I think I like that one a little better. But I like that he didn't die, in the car
I
bomb.
like that he didn't die.
But I thought he really was going to take the money from the firm. So it did kind of
He's not
surprise me
about
a
the
little.
money, though.
He needed it though,
He did need it
He was
because he
broke.
gambled it away, didn't he? And gave it away to his ex-wife or whatever.
Right. But I think I like the movie overall, but the ending, I definitely didn't expect it to end like that.
What did he say? I am Shiva,
Yeah, I don't even
The
know who
goddess of
Shiva
death.
is. Oh,
the god of what?
Death.
Death. Oh, because he was supposed to be dead.
okay. I guess I didn't pick that up.
All right, Marco,
That's
what'd you
what-
think about the movie? How about the kind of the chaotic different scenes that were going on in the beginning, and then it all came together at the end. At least it felt like it came together, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's an interesting way to do a movie. You'll get lots of books that do that. They take a scene from kind of middle of the book or 3/4 of the way through or something like that and put it at the beginning, and then you have to build the story up to that. So that's kind of an interesting way of doing it. I haven't watched that many George Clooney movies either. I used to watch him on ER back in the day, but not a ton. And I had never seen this movie. So I liked it a lot. I thought it was good stuff. I liked Arthur. That was actually pretty fun. Like,
He was a great character.
Yeah, he was a good character, but it was funny in the sense that he had to go insane in order to realize that he was a piece of trash and that what he was doing was awful. Like, he had to go off his medications,
Michael,
and be
there is amniotic birth on me.
I know. It was great. And that says something that like everybody around him is totally fine with this, and they're all the rational creatures, right? And he's the insane one, and he's like, no,
That's
none of
because
this is
he's in
okay.
Big Law. Being insane in Big Law is normal. We talked about that.
Yeah. So no, I really enjoyed it.
Keith, what'd you think?
Fortunately, I have waited to watch it later after I hear all the comments here. I haven't seen it.
Oh my God. There's always someone, Marco, every time we do these, there's always someone who forgets to watch the movie.
No, I didn't forget. I just didn't do it. I was kind of like in Big Law.
I texted you. I emailed you. I should have sent a carrier pigeon to your house.
I wanted to hear what you think.
I think it's the best legal movie ever made. It's better than 12 Angry Men, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for that. A lot of hate. It really shows kind of the diverse roles of lawyers, especially in Big Law. There really are fixers. I'm friends in real life with a guy who's a fixer. I can't tell you who he is because he's a fixer. He doesn't do like too many illegal things, really, but he's like Michael Clayton.
Oh, there are fixers. Didn't Trump had a fixer?
Yeah.
If I remember, what was that guy's name? Can't remember his name. Got prosecuted for lying. But anyway, he had a fixer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Cohen.
Cohen.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right.
Yeah,
that guy.
He was a good fixer, except not a totally good fixer.
He was not a particularly
in the movie. He was a good fixer, but not a totally good fixer because he made mistakes and he got his own clients to want to kill him. So
yeah, that's
happened
true.
to a lawyer in Southlake, actually, Marco. I live in the most crime-free town in Texas. Like, it is so crime-free, it's crazy. But what was it, Keith? About 10 years ago, 15 years ago, the lawyer in Southlake Town Center got an assault rifle to the head.
Yeah. Maybe his fixing problem was he was counsel to the mafia. The drug cartel in Sinaloa. And he stepped on the wrong toes, and they sent some people to say hello.
in broad daylight, they just come with the assault rifle and boom, boom, boom. Like that's what happens when you're too much of a fixer. You never want to get your own clients to kill you, right, Marco? Like that's probably rule number one.
Yes. Although I have to say that I carry guns because I'm from Alaska, but I also carry guns because I'm a divorce attorney. Not because my clients want to kill me, but I've had the other side a few times not be particularly happy with me when we take kids away and stuff like that.
What's your gun of choice?
So I have a CZP P10. Shoot, I'm gonna get that wrong. So 9mm, but I'm a shotgun guy. So the Benelli M4 is like what I have around the house. For those special occasions.
You ever go hunting or no?
Yeah, I hunt.
Yeah.
I've been down to Texas a few times to hunt hogs from helicopters and such.
Oh, people will love it if you hunt hogs. They're the most nuisance animal on hunting ranches.
Yeah, they're terrible, dude. And that is, let me tell you, when you go up into a helicopter with unlimited AR rounds to go hunt hogs, it's the most fun thing you can ever do. It's great. But no, I like to hunt. I went to Africa not too long ago and did zebra and kudu and the whole bit. Went to Canada, do black bear and the whole bit. So actually one of the things that I don't do trophy hunting. I eat what I kill.
That's what I figured you would do.
Yeah, I do. I really do like eating what I kill. Now, the trophy that I will get though is the grizzly bear that I never got in Alaska. Like I will pay an inordinate amount of money to go back up there and shoot the biggest brown bear I can, and then I will put its hide on my wall somewhere, even if my wife says that she will divorce me for doing that.
Yeah, I don't think we talked about it so far, but Marco, when he sees something he likes, he gets it. He's got like some nice art, and then he's got a villa in Italy, and then all the finest Italian suits from Italy, and finest Italian shoes. Marco's like, look, you gotta make that money and then spend that money wisely.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly right. And go bigger, man. Like if you like something, just go get the best of that thing.
Yeah.
The suits are I don't have near enough suits. I got 12 right now, and I need like 50 more, man. I love them so much.
I'm with you on that. Go bigger. I like that.
Yeah. That's right.
I'm definitely a shopper myself, so my closet is pretty extensive.
You know what's funny is that when I was in college. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, I was just saying I don't regret a thing. I wear everything. All my bags, my shoes, everything has gotten worn.
So when I was in college, so I lived in Italy when I was 19 to 21, and then I'm in college after that. I meet my wife, and I'm a terrible dresser at that point, like awful. And I have no idea how my wife married me, because the first time we met, I was wearing like the most hideous crap that you've ever seen in your entire life. But she saw something in me, and now like I wear Italian suits and I do the whole bit. Although you can't tell today because I got the hoodies on, but I do that sort of thing, and I really like that. I'm really into that fashion scene, and my wife's like, "What happened to you exactly? Like this is not what I anticipated." Yeah, this is not what I anticipated when we got married 24 years ago.
Have you seen the best Italian movie ever made?
So I've seen what I think is the best Italian movie ever made.
Well, I know you think what I think.
Mine is La Vita Bella.
Life is Beautiful?
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. The Life is Beautiful is by far the best Italian movie ever made, in my opinion. I've watched it over 100 times, mostly in English because I can't follow the Italian, but I've watched the Italian about 25 times.
That's funnier in Italian. Like some of the jokes don't
principessa.
Really. Yeah. Some of the jokes don't make sense in the English. I've watched the dubbed.
But how would I get the jokes? I got to go Duolingo Italian to get the jokes.
I know.
Or I could just stay at your villa for like 3 weeks and then I'll learn.
That's true enough. No, that is. I mean, if we're doing movies right now, like that is the best Italian movie ever made. It's one of my top like 3 movies that I've ever seen. I think it's
my top 1 movie that I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's so brilliant. It's so brilliantly done. Benigni, if he did nothing else in his entire life, like he would be a genius for that.
Did you see when he got the Oscar when he was dancing?
Yep. Italians hated that. They hated it
Why?
so much because he's like the quintessential Italian, right? And they're, the whole bit. But no, he's great. He's been on television forever over in Italy, so he's super funny. But yeah, absolutely fantastic movie. Now, I have to say though that if Godfather were actually an Italian movie, like if it were made in Italian, that would be a better movie because Godfather is just a better movie. But they didn't make it in Italian; they made it in America, so it's not an Italian movie.
Great book, man. The books are great.
Yeah, I've never read the books. I've read like 100 pages of it, but I haven't been able to get through them.
What are the best books on marketing for law firms that you've read, Marco? Or is it just general marketing books like Hormozi's book?
So I don't read a lot of like marketing books. Hormozi's books are fantastic. All of them in the $100 million series are great. Yeah. I've read all of them.
You have I haven't read the 200 copies of that one?
Yeah. I need to start giving that out actually. So that one, all of those are really, really good. The best business book I've ever read is The Closer Survival Guide by Grant Cardone. I've read it 24 times.
The Closer Survival Guide. Got it.
I need to read it again. But that one is just like sales and closing. And if you don't do sales and closing well, you suck. Like you're not going to serve a lot of people and you're not going to make a lot of money. So that's where I start with everything.
ABC, always be closing.
Yep. That's right.
All right. Well, we've about reached the end of this. Any departing thoughts, Sherelle?
Hire Marco if you're in Utah and you need a divorce.
I'll echo that. Yeah, hire Marco. He knows what he's doing. And everybody needs to follow Marco on LinkedIn and on TikTok.
LinkedIn is
a million views.
I can't wait to see Marco dancing on TikTok.
You could use Sora 2, Marco. Sora 2 will make dancing videos for you.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It would be AI Marco doing that. Like real Marco ain't never doing that.
But that makes it funnier because it's obviously AI. It makes it funnier.
Yeah.
All right, Keith, any departing thoughts for Marco?
Well, great ideas. It's so hard to choose a service provider, and you just have to be there. You have to be ubiquitous. You have to be recognized. You have to get in the door or get them in your door.
So all right, Marco, any departing thoughts?
Just thanks. This was a lot of fun. I've done a number of podcasts, and this was a fun one to do. Yeah, exactly.
All right, we had fun. I'm gonna kick everybody out now. Hasta la vista, according to my good friend Sylvester Stallone.
Right. Ciao.
So we have to keep it open for a while, Max, so that we can download.
Oh, you do. Yeah, I'll do in session.